This time on Ozark Garage, we install the fuel tank, harnesses, and the RotoPax. Stick around, check it out. Welcome to Ozark Garage. Follow along as I fabricate, modify, restore, and drive interesting projects. Stick around, see what's next. Welcome back, everybody. Last time you saw the Truggy, we finished up the pack-out mount here in the back and the rear tank mounts. But now we've got front tank mounts installed. And these are pretty simple, just some U-channels off the bottom of this cross tube to hold the front of the tank. We've also got all of our emissions equipment and fuel sender and fuel pump and everything transplanted to the new tank with new hoses. The fuel lines come down this side of the tank toward the frame. Before, the fuel tank was much lower down here, and the fuel lines weren't strapped really to anything, but here I don't want them where they can get damaged or just fatigue stress breaking the lines, things like that. So I'm going to put a plate from this top tube to the frame down there just to give me something to connect the lines to and keep them from swinging in the breeze. Okay, so I'm happy with how that turned out. It's really just a simple flat plate, dressed it up a little bit with some dimple dies, but it's welded to the frame and to this top tube. And like I said before, all that does is give me a place to secure the fuel vent lines, the fuel filter, and things like that. All right, so now we need to protect all of the emissions equipment on top of the fuel tank here, because otherwise they're just exposed and a cooler or a bag or something's going to get on here and smash them. I had an aluminum cover on previously, and I think I can rework that and make it fit again for our needs here. All right, so we got the gas tank cover mocked up here in place, and I'm just playing with the placement of the RotoPax. I thought about laying them down flat in this position, but the pack-out box won't stay open that way, and that's pretty much a deal breaker. So they're gonna have to get mounted vertically. So this is my modified RotoPax mount to hold two cans. RotoPax sells specific spacers and mounts depending on what kind of can you're putting on top or bottom. But I had two of these already, so I went ahead and just drilled the backside of the top lever of one and screwed it to the bottom of the other and made my own double. We'll see if this works. It looks pretty similar to what RotoPax sells. Like I said, I already own these, so the price was right. So one of the unforeseen consequences of my new tank mounts is I no longer have a place to mount my seat belts. So previously I had the seat belts just wrapped around the tube here, which is simple, strong, and works out well because there's not a lot of room here. So you have the slide lock adjuster, and that's really it. So there's not really room for tabs and bolts. The right shoulder strap here used to wrap around the horizontal tube over here on the other side of this down bar, and now there's a tank mount in the way. So I'm gonna have to build a new mount over here for the harnesses, and it'll probably just be a piece of tube going over to a tab and fill in this space and give me a spot to wrap the harnesses around. All right, we've made some great progress on the Truggy this time. We've got our gas tank cover installed. I went ahead and bead rolled it a little bit more just to give it a little bit more rigidity, protect the emissions equipment underneath, and just make it look a little bit nicer. We got new harness mounts in for the seat harnesses, and I think they turned out pretty well. And we've got our RotoPax up here mounted, ready to go below the top of the cage and out of the way. So I'm pretty happy with that. And also made a plate, not sure what to call this. It's not really a conduit, but it's to protect the fuel lines on their way down to the frame. So next time, we're gonna do some plumbing, get this all plumbed together, finish up the wiring. As you can tell, the The taillight wiring is not in great shape here, so need to shorten some wires, need to lengthen some wires for the fuel tank. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see the Truggy run again, and thanks, we'll see you next time.